So today we are continuing our challenge park where we have random dinosaurs. I built quite a lot, or rebuilt quite a lot at the beginning of this challenge, and I also focused on trying to get dinosaurs with fights won and fights lost, because to unlock the Therizinosaurus and the Giganotosaurus we need to have those, because for some reason for the Therizinosaurus you need the ceratopsid research. I also redesigned this middle response facility part. I did a bunch of like flashbangs around, dirt paths where they would go, bunch of other stuff, cages, and also our Nigersaurus got rabies, so we had to take a picture of him or her to cure her. I was trying to force fights with the Dracorexes, so I transferred one to a different exhibit, so it became the Alpha there. I let it back into the other cage, but as you could see, it auto-resolved. I'm also trying to redesign this part with the monorail and the response facility, but it's being really annoying because I don't want to have the monorail parts hang into the where I would normally drive. And this the other type of fence gate is really glitchy, where a lot of the times you can't go through it. I also unlocked the large power station, and I made it sort of like a volcano thermal power station, which is really cool. I added a bunch of lights too, and fuel cells and other stuff. And because we're gonna have the Atrociraptors in that large exhibit behind there where the sand is, I added raptor paddocks and also a couple of other decorations to the response facility, train, car and helicopter. Yeah, I spent a lot of time redesigning. Unfortunately, what makes this super difficult, not only are the ceratopsids and the stuff that we need the hardest things to unlock in the game doesn't help either, because half the time there is an actual fight with a notification, it doesn't register on the won and lost fights counter. This is the Troodon exhibit that we're gonna redesign, because I accidentally released them early last episode. I designed this viewing gallery sort of as like a little fortress. When you look into the Troodon exhibit, this is how you can force a crossing on a path. And I redesigned this park tour area, which is really nice. I did a couple of lights and whatnot, and next we're gonna redesign the Troodon exhibit, so it's not just an empty hunk of land. I'm gonna add water down below, and this is how it looks like at the end. I jump cutted bunch of forest, a downriver area, and also like an abandoned campsite with a ranger station also that they can visit. Glitches out quite a lot, but this is where the park tour is going through, sort of like a jungle exhibit. But the Troodons are not really powerful, so it's not a dangerous carnivore. You can put a park tour through them, no issues. And of course this tour goes up to the Alpine region where the Albertosaurus are going to be. And I'm designing the Atrociraptor exhibit right here, whilst my cat is eating my microphone cables. Putting a little blend in. And it's gonna be really, really cool, guys, because we are designing a compound with actual walls. But we are going for the Atrociraptors expedition, and this is kind of like how the compound looks like. But I will show you a better example later. There's like a small desert village where the Atrociraptors are going to live. There's a viewing dome there and food for them as well. I designed a little desert around it as well, with a nice little flowing river. It's almost like an oil well or something. I added the better cages, but the Troodons got out because I updated the cages or the fences really quickly. Look, there's gonna be a tunnel right there. We're gonna bore through that hole so the guests can view the Atrociraptors. I really hate how the path snapping works in this game. It's really annoying. Just waste so much time with it too. And we're gonna super modify these Atrociraptors so they're gonna have everything. This is how the tunnel and the viewing gallery looks like. I designed the area in front of it with Velociraptor signs, because there's no Atrociraptor sign, but it looks really cool. Look, right down into that desert area, and then the upper area, like I showed you the last episode, is like an alpine. They are intelligent, of course, and I forgot to update. First of all, we're gonna get these Dracorexes out of the middle cage so they don't die by the Atrociraptors. But I forgot to update the fences in the middle area. This is an area where we can create dinosaurs for free exhibits. We can create dinosaurs for the Troodon exhibit, the Atrociraptor exhibit, and also the Dracorexes. So that's our first ever hatchery. But it's so well designed in the middle, if I can say so myself, that we only need one hatchery. Divided by gates, of course. They're going into their little desert area. They do need a bit of forest, but it's such a large exhibit, they have their forest needs met. But they need more open space than forest. Of course, they cannot break out of this exhibit, but the intelligent icon bugged out and it's constantly showing. It's really annoying. Yeah, this is how the compound looks like. And let's take a tour into the tunnel. Like I said, Velociraptor, because there's no Atrociraptor one, but it's fine. They're the closest thing, probably. And look, dinner is dispersed. Let's see if anyone's hungry. She is. They are really fast. You know, it's almost like even in the Troodon exhibit, they took over the camp. The Troodons, the jungle camp, and the Atrociraptors, the desert camp. You can also view the Atrociraptors through this viewing platform, but like all viewing platforms, it's really shit. You can get a nice view at the whole compound at least. All the walls are like destroyed from the desert winds. That's a pretty cool shot. Just got that goat. And in this episode, we're also going to release the Albertosauruses. I really wish the developers made it so that these trees also counted as forest. It would make logical sense, because right now it doesn't count. I also didn't add... I did a nice little mountain in the background, which is nice. They also need sand, so we have a sandy river. And ironically enough, the Albertosauruses lived in a semi-tropical jungle, so it was a illogical idea to have them live in like an alpine or boreal forest. But I still made it so. Gonna do some research so we can create these super Albertosauruses who are intelligent and whatever, tolerant and whatever else. Little more shot of the Atrociraptors. We need really beefy scientists for all these stats. We're gonna release a couple strong ones too, because I forgot if we needed strong dinosaurs for the other unlocks. Gonna unlock some other stuff too. And here are our Albertosauruses. In the 20-year-old game Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis, they were much smaller carnivores, and I prefer them that way because these kind of are like discount T-Rexes. Not even that different looking. I wish they didn't lean into the realism that much, but they're nice. The Jeep is destroying itself in the background. And I think the forest, the little spots of forest, is the only forest that actually counts. The middle trees are just like herbivore feeders, unfortunately. But it seems like it's fine for them. For the two of them, this exhibit is really huge. And look, such a nice shot, especially with the train. Our little alpine region up in the sky on a giant hill. Looking down on the Albertosauruses and their mountains. I forgot to update the fences. They do need the level 5 fences or they break out. And we also need to release more Dracorexes and Dimetrodons because they are the first batch have died out or began to die out. It was really unfortunate. At the end of the video, I also tried to force fights with the Dracorexes, and one of the Dracorexes that had a chance to be another alpha or to have a chance to fight died out in the last second. So I really hate that the game, like, it's the hardest thing to unlock those dinosaurs that need fights lost and won, and half the time the fights don't even register on the lost and the won fight counter. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cheat a little bit. Not really cheating. I didn't want to create dinosaurs that don't belong in this challenge, but I will create some armored herbivores in the next episode to force fights with the Albertosauruses, and then we can unlock the other stuff, because it's such an RNG thing if you have a dinosaur that lost 2 fights or won 2 fights. My god. And let's take a short 1-minute tour of our park so far. Here's the Dryosaurus paddock. Here's the beginning of the park with the Dracorexes, and of course the initial, like, infrastructure area. The hotels, of course, really nicely redesigned in the last episode. The second episode. Here's the Nigersaurus exhibit with the long river. Luckily we cured the rabies. Of course, a really nice Dimetrodon exhibit. Someone commented on the second episode that it looks really nice, and I was really proud of that. Of course, the new Atrociraptor construction area. Here's the middle area with the hatchery. The Dracorex exhibit, of course. The Troodon exhibit with the tour going through, and also the train in the background. I really made it very meticulously designed, so the car can go around all the exhibits, and also the train tracks is outside the exhibits, so dinosaurs can't attack it. It's just kind of a roleplay thing, I guess. And of course, our most recent addition, the Albertosaurus exhibit. We still need the Centaurosauruses, Therizinosaurus, and the Giganotosaurus. As I said, I tried to force fights with the Dracorexes and release some weak ones. I put a couple of them in a different exhibit, so there's another alpha, but because the dominance levels are different, it auto-resolves who the alpha is. Like and subscribe for more, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.